to Samson's World, the podcast. Today on my show, I have a very special guest, comedian, actress from Detroit, the Lions dog. Give it up for Miss KATRINA Harris.
Hello, hello, hello. He said I'm special. I thought I was the only one that knew that. Now he knows, and now the world knows.
That's right. How do you like that intro? That's all my white frat boys. I recorded them going, yeah, bro, yeah.
Is that what it was?
No, not at all. That's a stock, but, you know.
Because you're not in a frat.
I was never in a frat, no.
Yeah, they would have just carried you through the frat house and teased you the whole time, I'm sure.
Yes, no. I don't think I ever could have been part of a frat. You know, I don't know. Were you in a sorority?
Oh, my goodness. Listen, I went, and I was so interested when I went to school to be a part of a sorority. And I got to the meeting, and I just was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because I've heard terrible things about sororities. I mean, I've heard stories where they would circle the fat. They would make all the girls get into their underwear and circle the fat on their body, and they're like, work on that or else you're not in.
Wait.
But that's some white girl shit, so I don't know, you know.
Yeah, the blacks don't do that. We too thick for that. They'd have been circling our whole body, and we'd have been like, this man likes it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. See, but in that,
not.
And I always love, that's the main difference why I love about just the mindset of black women over, well, white men, you know, let's not get too racist too early, Sam. But just the
early.
Yeah, the idea that they would circle fat like it's a bad thing, and where it's celebrated, you know, by other people. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna let you say that we like fat, because that just sounds like we just
fat,
like to be unhealthy.
thick.
But what I'm saying
I didn't say you
is,
like fat. I didn't
it's
say
a certain
fat.
thing as healthy fat. We heard you say circle fat.
Well, yeah, that's on the white girls. They said circle fat. That's true. But if I was doing on black girls, it'd be circle thick.
All right, circle thick and keep it, because slim thick is what's up. Slim thick,
that's
healthy,
right. Mm-hmm.
you really doing something. So,
and that's something too for any of my white viewers out there. I don't really have many.
No.
But slim thick is when a woman is slender but has that thick ass, you know, like track booty kind of, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Bam.
Right. I mean, that's kind of, is that the prime? I mean, there's thick and then there's slim thick.
Yeah, there's thick like the South,
Thick,
and then
thick.
there's slim thick like DC, Chicago, Detroit, or BBL thick. That's a whole nother thing.
Ooh. See, I don't even put that in the thick category, BBLs, because I'm not into the BBLs.
I'm not either, but to each its own.
To each its own. You are right. You're such a positive person, KATRINA. I know that. You wouldn't even talk shit about somebody who has a bad BBL, would you?
No, I wouldn't, because I don't
either.
give a care.
No, I don't either.
That's your decision. You want to walk around like that, and you can't see what real beauty is. I would not pay that doctor, but I ain't going to call out no names or call on nobody.
Exactly.
So long as you're happy, not to get all extra
It is.
serious,
No, that's not extra.
But happiness is the name of the game.
Exactly. You know, I tell my kids that every day. I said the goal of every day is to just be happy. If you're happy every day, then you're good, right? Mm-hmm. Look at that. She's happy. Is she really happy? I think she is. It looks real.
I am. It's real.
But I mean, it is about being real. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing with these BBLs, the eyelashes, all the fakeness. I don't think women understand that most men, we really don't care about that stuff in a way. And for me personally, just because I'm a little older ahead, I'm turned off by all that fakeness. It would be like me walking around with some, you know, big, you know, chess pieces in my shirt, and you know, some chess pieces, some big pectorals, you know what I mean? Or I've got, you know, a big, like a dick piece in and stuff like that. You know, I grabbed a piece of corn that I wrapped in plastic so it's not just sitting in my pants all nasty. And then how would the female feel if later I was like, oh, I'm sorry, there's just chest plates and a dick plate, you know? I mean, you're doing the same thing, so.
That is not the same. Here's the thing. I don't care how many men say they don't like it. Some of them don't even know they're being fooled. And they don't even understand this is why you came over here to me, because you saw all my fakeness.
All that ass, yeah.
So you can't, even though I'm not a fan, we're not going to say that men aren't encouraging the fakeness. Like
men
I
love
wear,
it.
I
You're
wear certain
right.
things that are not real. Like I was in the beauty industry for 20 years, and I think it's so dope to be able to enhance the art that already exists. So enhancing your natural is a whole thing. Like if you put on some lip gloss, that's fake. That's
fake.
not the
You're
real
right.
color of your lips.
You're
But
right.
the men is like, oh my gosh, I want to see what that mouth do. Like, and he coming over to you knowing that this isn't something that you were born with. Or
Wow.
if you pencil in your brows, you put on some blush. Right now I got on what do you call it? Not Vaseline, Aquaphor.
I couldn't even
and
tell.
it's just giving it a glow. Like I don't
Yep.
wake up. Well, sometimes I do, but I did kind of wake up like this, but
Yeah,
not like
come on.
this. But what
Tell
I'm
'em.
saying is, we all enhance, but just don't try to transform the original art. So those compliments, hair products, haircuts, all that stuff, we doing stuff to ourselves, but
That's
still
actually
try to look like you.
Wow, that's very real right there because that's a good point. Because even down to lipstick, I've never thought about that. Is us trying to act like something else, or you're right, like a haircut. I mean, men just don't do that as much, or I guess some men now do. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are accessorizing just as much as their
The
women.
man glam is getting out of hand.
I think it too. I'm an old school man, like I said. I'm kind of a man's man where I'm like, your jeans shouldn't be tighter than your girls. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't take you longer to get ready, and you shouldn't have a TikTok account where you're like showing people off your fashion and your hipster boots
it's gotten
and
out of
shit.
hand. Men are posing like this, okay? They're answering FaceTimes like, "What's up?"
Yeah,
and I'm just like, it doesn't get any more feminine than that. I want to be the only female in this situation.
Right,
But then
right.
men are evolving. Men are having asses, and I'm like, you got that ass from your
hold
mama.
on. What the
So
hell
they
did
be
you say,
wearing these
Katrina?
skinny jeans, and
What do
we're
you mean,
noticing.
men? Well, men do have asses, I guess.
It's
but
like
you're
the men are
saying-
doing squats right along with the women trying to get an apple bottom, and so
Hey,
they
look,
want to show
I'm not
it
mad
off.
at that, man. I'm not mad at that. I wouldn't mind having an apple bottom, right? I'm not mad at that shit. I want to do more Pilates and I walk these hills and shit to try and get more of an apple bottom. But that said, I wouldn't be wearing no tight jeans. I wouldn't be showing it off. It'd only be for my woman to see it and bounce a quarter off of it, but it's not me. I'm not going to advertise it around.
I want a man whose ass I can bounce a quarter off of. Said no woman ever. Okay.
I was like going to say thank you. And you're like, said no woman ever.
Said no woman ever. We don't care about you men and your asses, whether or not you have an apple bottom.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Now, me personally, I like to have an apple bottom. Just now, hold on, let me define that for me. Okay. I just mean I like to be strong.
We're talking about men's asses today.
Right. I like to
everyone.
be slim, thick, strong, like track booty. Not like I don't want to have a fat ass where I'm walking down the street and you're seeing a like that shit. Men should not have jiggle jiggle wop at all.
That husky size. It just it doesn't sound attractive to me.
It just reminds me of
it's-
Atlanta. All that ass just like just bad bitch walking. Like, no, this is reserved. All these
You don't
men
even know how to
stealing
work
this.
a ass.
I don't know. All the just these dudes stealing from these women. Just a bad bitch walk. That's women shit. Like they're like, no, it's me.
But men be walking. We even saw that on America's Next Top Model, where the man was the runway trainer, and he walked.
It's great. Yeah,
yeah.
like horsey walk. You
The
have to,
gallop.
yeah, it's
I
not
want men to
natural.
stay men. I don't want them to steal our struggle from us.
Amen.
Like
Amen.
I don't want them to stop. Your clothes are fitting too much, man. We do want you to be healthy. We do want you to be in shape.
Right.
But I don't represent all women, but most women
Yeah.
still want that bear.
There you go. 'Cause
However you can achieve that bear and let
Right.
me know I'm safe with you.
There you go. See,
You can't growl with a fat ass. Like, just
What are you
that
talking
doesn't-
about?
That doesn't go. You should be like, meow. Like, no.
Right. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I totally agree with everything Katrina is saying. I endorse this message.
Some men, they can't help it. They had little legs, and so I have a
What the
teenage
fuck
son.
are you saying about little legs,
Look,
Katrina? What are you looking down?
me-
Why are you looking at my legs when you said that? What the hell? I'm working on it.
I cannot have a man that wears the same size underwear as my teenage son. So do whatever you got to do to
for
plump
sure.
up a little more than the teenage boys. But
That's true. There
your
is-
legs are not the same as my teenage son.
Right. You have to get the male girth at some point. And there's a lot of dudes. here in Silver Lake, man, the girth. Where it was funny, I was selling easy. I was selling these T-shirts, and they were Silver Lakers shirts, but all I bought was small and large, and none of the men bought them because they all wore mediums. Dude, these dudes were so skinny, and I looked at the guy. I was like, "You don't wear large?" He's like, "No, man, I'm not big like you." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, he fat shamed me.
Shots fired.
Shots fired just because I wear a fucking large.
Fat shamed you.
I'm
All
fat in my
people
neighborhood.
matter.
In my neighborhood, I'm fat, and,
All
and
the
it's
fats
hard.
matter. We
All
should
the
have
fats
circled
matter.
you in the fraternity.
Yeah, that's true.
Work on that.
That's
No,
why I'm not in. I
Samson,
didn't get
I don't
in.
even think you're fat. Get out
No,
of here.
I don't think I'm fat. I just said people in my neighborhood think I'm fat. But
Because they're like this big or something?
yeah,
Like, how
because
big are
they're
the
like
people in
all
your
the
neighborhood?
dudes, like they have skinny arms, and because you have to buy those vintage T-shirts from the '70s, and they're all smalls.
Did you hold them like this? You
Yeah,
were
well,
telling me how
I could
big
hold
they
them
are.
in. Yeah. If I want to fuck with a hipster, I'll just hold them up, dude, and I'll be like, "Yo."
I cannot. I will say this. I do need that male girth. I don't want you to be a popsicle body. I don't want your clothes to just slide off of you and you're
Right.
just swallowed up
Right.
by.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to look like I can punch you out.
Right.
Man,
Exactly.
You
Well,
know what we want.
I think eventually too, women are gonna start coming around because it's like, yeah, these guys are just all on their, they're more vain than the women, and everybody's become too vain, really. But so we got to cut this shit out. So public service announcement, guys.
Announcement or announcement?
Announcement.
Public service announcement.
You can do the
PSA.
squats, but cut it out with the skinny jeans. Also, too, I'm not a fan of guys who have their pants pulled down and you just see their fat ass, the underwear hanging out. I don't know.
And
I
it's
don't,
intentional because they make
course it
the
is.
underwear match.
It's a style.
If they
I mean, I
have
know.
on black, then the underwear is black. If they have on denim, then the underwear has like a denim pattern. And I'm just like, you intentionally knew that your underwear was going to be showing today. And I don't appreciate that.
Right, right.
Don't do that, man. Be neat.
Right,
That's
what
the
do you-
difference between a teenager and a man.
Agreed. And it is like, back to what you were saying, I accidentally put on my son's, I tried to put on his underwear, and I was like, what the fuck are these? And I was like, okay, those are my son's underwear. So I know what you're saying. You shouldn't be able to get into your teenage son's underwear, else you're not a real man.
I was late for work one morning and I made sure my kids' underwear was clean and not my own. Do you know I sat at the edge of the bed looking at this teenage underwear like, maybe I could get one thigh in there.
You're like, mama's going to have to turn it into a thong.
I didn't want to go commando. And I'm like, girl, you are sitting here considering wearing your teenage son's underwear. That is not okay.
Yeah, that's
love
funny.
yourself the same way you love your family. If you don't do that damn laundry for yourself.
Yeah, go to Costco and just buy a bunch of them. I get socks, man. What happens to socks?
The house eats them. I'm
house-
sure that
do you
the
have that
house
same problem
eats 'em.
too?
Let me tell you, the socks and the forks and the spoons. I'm not understanding what is going on with things in the house. At least that's how it used to be for me. My family abandoned me, so I don't even have them issues no more. I don't lose socks or underwear anymore, and I do my own laundry. Okay,
Wow.
it's a story for another day. But
That
I'm
is,
just
yeah.
saying,
Okay, wow.
I've graduated from taking care of a family.
There you go. Now, Katrina, let's talk. You are a comedian, correct?
Yes.
How long have you been doing comedy? I know you've been in LA for 7 years now.
I have.
And you're from Detroit.
What up, though, Detroit? Go Lions, go. Go Lions, go. We the Lions. We the Lions. Come on in. Y'all don't know Samson from Crenshaw. Y'all
That's
don't
right.
know.
That's what people always see me in my Crenshaw shit because I have, like 45 of these hoodies.
Oh my God.
And
He's proud.
He's proud. I am proud. I'm a big Nipsey fan. But people will always be like, "What do you know about Crenshaw, man? Are you from Crenshaw? Like, why are you wearing that hoodie?" And I'm just like, "Well, I don't know. You're wearing a Dodgers hat. Are you on the fucking Dodgers or you're
Right.
wearing a Florida shirt, in California. Are
That
you from
part.
Florida? I don't. People are so funny about that.
True.
But
we don't have to answer.
No, I don't answer, especially about what I wear. Like I can wear whatever the fuck I want. But I was like that in 8th grade. I was, I was like one of those white kids who was wearing skids,
What are
cross
skids?
colors.
Oh, I remember cross colors. That's
that?
hip hop. So you was born hip hop.
Yeah, I was. I mean, that's my brother. I mean, when I was like in 7th grade, he put BDP's, Boogie Down Productions, By All Means
I know.
Necessary. That whole album, he just like memorized this and shit. And I just remember sitting there at the table, just listening to music over and over. Because we had nothing to do back then.
Is that what it was?
I think so. I'm just
I
trying to
think y'all
figure
had
out.
coloring books and cars and transformers.
Yeah, but I
and-
mean, compared to the iPads and the phones and shit, you know what I mean? I think we had to be so much more creative with our time.
Soccer balls, basketballs, footballs.
All that, yeah.
Touch the fire hydrant and run back. You had stuff.
There you go. Yeah, we did. But I often I'm just trying to even think back, like, God, what did we do? Because now I'm so addicted to my phone. I'm fucking staring at this goddamn thing all the time. I hate myself
Because
for it.
social media matters, especially in our industry, especially in all of California. They just want to be able to look you up and see if there's a way they can monetize off of you.
Right.
And they make that standard based on your social media. So we have to, especially as comedians.
That's the worst part about being comedians is we're expected to not, it used to be, you put the stuff out, you're on a late night show or you're on TV or a film, but now we're expected to create content every single day. I mean, I talked to D-Lay, I had him on my show here, and he said he makes 10 videos a day.
Doesn't that I just was trying to be consistent and do something
Yeah, it's
every day
deflating.
for the year. He said 10,
Yeah.
but I mean, look at D-Lay's socials.
Exactly.
Look at
Yeah,
how
fuck
many
D-Lay,
people know
man.
who
Fuck
he
you,
is.
D-Lay, yeah.
Man, somebody's already fucking D-Lay, so we can't just fuck
Oh,
D-Lay.
everybody fucks D-Lay. No, shout out to D-Lay. He's,
Shout out to D-Lay with his funny ass.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a social media star. I mean, he really puts that work in, but it's hard to even find that much content to put up.
It is. Listen, people say what they want to say about Kat, but Kat just gave everybody some more content to talk about him and Shay Shay. Got the world talking. It's easy. We can examine that. We could talk about that for the whole year
All
and
day.
make
I mean, that
parodies and
was-
jokes. Yeah.
I think that's going to be probably the clip or show of the year, and it was 2 days after the new year it happened, but it was so explosive, obviously, because everybody's talking about it. But one thing somebody pointed out, I saw that it kind of outshadowed Dave Chappelle's special. I don't think Dave Chappelle is probably too pleased in a way with Kat dropping that 2 days after his special came out, got 50 million views.
Quickly, in 3 days.
Dude. I don't know what
World record.
I don't know what Dave's numbers were at all, but everybody was talking about Kat and not Dave's special, and I think that probably, Dave's, he's the goat, Kat's a goat. What do you do with goats and goats? But
Let me tell you this though, Samson. I don't think Dave give a fuck
Probably.
about Kat.
yeah.
Dave is the kind of Dave where he's like, my thing is gonna do what my thing's supposed to do. Cat don't control it, and my special will soar when it's time to soar. I put it out for me. Dave
Yep.
do stuff for himself, and shout out to him for setting that tone. And to be honest, and Cat is Cat, so comparing the two and what they did, it is what it is. They both are very successful because they do it for themselves. And I learned a lot from doing that. It's like, I'm putting out stuff because I think comedians, we're responsible for the mental health of the world. All this content
Yeah.
we're releasing, all the stuff everybody's talking about, we set the tone for that. And I'm glad to be on the team. But what you gotta know is, I did it for me. I thought it was funny. I thought it's worth your investment. And that's why I'm gonna do it. So if somebody coming out with something at the same time, it is what it is. When they discover what I just dropped, it's gonna soar.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you DJ Spinderella because you just put a positive spin on everything. I don't know. I mean, it's been taken. The name's been taken, but no, yeah, you put a positive spin. I could throw you any kind of a curveball, and you'd be like, "Listen, Sam."
My dad say I should have been an attorney because of
Oh,
that.
there you go. Yeah, Donald Trump's not such a bad guy.
You see what I mean? We can learn a lot
from
you
his
putting Vaseline on your lips, or
Yes.
maybe just not stressing to keep your hair, or learning what to wear in public, learning what not to say. Like you gotta learn from the idiots of the world.
Exactly. No, and I mean, you're absolutely right. As comedians, we really are, the truth seekers. And oh, sorry, I got you coughing. I'm just coughing because I'm drinking this green tea and it got my throat a little dry.
Does it? It's got to get you a little tickle down in there.
Tickle in there. Yeah, I'm a little tickle. So Katrina, do you do any music or anything like that? You seem like, Trina from D might be able to drop a couple bars.
Here's what's so funny about my voice.
Yes.
People
You have a
say,
great voice, by the way. It's very specific.
I can get into that thing, and it's been raspy my whole life. And people always ask me, do you sing? And I can't sing, but I used to lead the praise and worship, and I would just be the Kirk Franklin on the microphone.
Oh, wow. They're expecting her to start singing. She's like,
They're
and you're
expecting
about
me to go in,
And
I
you know,
don't.
times
I just
like
say,
this. Yeah.
put your hands in the air one time. I'm good at the low notes. Like when Jasmine Sullivan goes low, when Toni Braxton goes low, when Monica goes low. Shout out to my favorites. I can do them low notes, but when they go high and hit them Tevin Campbell, Prince.
Yeah, that's where it gets. Yeah. Oh,
That's
there
where I
you
be
go.
like, yeah, I'm always gonna sound like. I mean, I sing a little bit.
No,
Music
but
is in my family.
Now, do you smoke at all? Did your voice?
Let
or
me
is this
tell you,
natural?
if I smoked, then this probably would sound like an 80-year-old woman. It's already enough.
You're doing good.
Yeah. So I've always been afraid of smoking because I'm like, I got to protect my lungs. I was born with them already being elderly. I don't want.
But do you think your lungs are? It's just the way your voice sounds. You don't have any trouble breathing, do you?
I don't. No,
Okay,
I don't.
good,
And I
good.
didn't even know I sounded raspy until answering machines. I'm telling my age, but when answering machines came out, I was like, oh my gosh, is that how I sound? I thought this whole time I sounded like a girl, but
No,
I
you sound like a girl. I would not call your voice. I would not identify your voice as raspy at all. I would say sultry. Sultry and sexy. Yeah, I would say
love it.
raspy is not a very complimentative word for your voice.
Let me
Raspy is like, hey man, yeah, so
I smoked 20 packs a
I
day.
smoke, yeah, I'm a sailor.
Let me
Hi.
tell you, I was in a roast battle with the late, great A.J. Johnson from Friday. He was my
snap,
neighbor
snap.
over the pandemic, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
And so we looked out for each other during the stay-at-home order, and we used to people watch, and we used to have these roast battles.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And I talked about him. I talked about his height. And he got so mad. And I was glad I was winning. And then he hit me with this. He said, at least my fucking voice not ashy. You sound like you need to drink some lotion.
Drink some lotion. That is so great.
Yeah.
That is such classic roasting too, because I point this out sometimes on the show how white people have ruined roasting because it's a black art form, and just exactly that joke. You sound like you need to drink lotion. It's not like, oh yeah, her mom died a year ago and she still hasn't gotten over it. You know, like white people roasting is so like it's like real like insults about somebody's weight or something, and drinking lotion to make your voice that's just funny. It's colorful. It's very visual. It makes you laugh right away, and
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? That's not like, oh, is my voice terrible? It's like, no, it's hilarious.
Since
you know?
we're pointing out the differences of white and black
Please,
roasts,
let's
since
do it.
Samson brought it up,
I
y'all
did.
heard it here
Yeah,
first.
I'm a hater of white people stealing black culture all the time. You know?
The misappropriation of the culture. Here's the funny thing to me. Black people roast to laugh. We don't be trying to hurt nobody's feelings. We see stuff as funny. I think it's funny and we compare what we call flaws. I don't think anybody has any flaws, but what we compare flaws to real life, or just compare it to something that you may not have compared it to, and now it's funny. You can join a white roast, and they give you the comedian that you're about to roast in advance and tell you to look up things on them so that the roast can be better. No,
Right, which is weird
It's
to me.
got to be
yeah.
off the dome. It's got to be off the dome.
But they can't do it off the dome. They're like, let me sit here and write. Let's see. She had breast cancer, and so I'm gonna say, oh, she doesn't have boobs. You know, I mean, they do the most like. Oh, like I just feel like I put my hand on my heart and I'm like, oh, that's not like, you know,
hurt
okay,
a
you're
little.
picking on the guy in the wheelchair. You're like calling the guy fat and he's never been laid before. You're like, okay, you know, it's like, you know, the old your mama's so fat she jumped up in the air and got stuck, you know, or something colorful,
gosh, yeah.
something creative that doesn't hurt your mom. You know, it's not like your mom doesn't love you. You know? Like
We
Jim
don't go
didn't have a
there.
mom and that's why he's a bitch, you know, like whoa.
Roasting is about saying what everybody's thinking. When you're a comedian and you step on stage, I know people are looking at me thinking something. So if
Yes.
I say it first and come at myself, then now it's funny.
Right, exactly. Well, that's what we do as comedians is we we kind of do the 8 Mile thing, you know, where Eminem at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
he beats the guy to, you're going to say I'm from a trailer and all this. And that guy's like, oh my God, dude, I don't have any more insults left for you, Eminem. Rap battle 1, you know, fucking.
What's the funniest roast you've gotten, Samson? What's the funniest thing somebody just got you on? 'Cause
Well, I don't even know what's the funniest, but most recently somebody just said, hey, it looked like Pauly Shore gained some weight. On a video I put up, I was like, fuck you, man.
you are giving Pauly. It's
Everybody
the
says
Pauly
I'm
forehead.
Maybe, I don't know. Everybody thinks I'm gay, which is like whatever. I'm okay with that. But
They
I'm
think you're
not.
gay?
A lot of people, because
You've got a whole
I'll do
wife and
I'll do
kids.
characters where I'm like, what are you talking about? And on the phone I sound like my mom. Like, you know how you worry about sounding like a male on the phone?
Yeah.
Everybody throughout my whole life, I've been like, hey, yeah, I was just calling. I'm just, you know, my bill. I don't know. I was just trying to figure out. It said it was overdue or something. I just need to make a payment. Okay, ma'am. Hold on 1 second. And I just, because my Midwest,
They ma'amed you.
I get ma'amed all the time because my Midwest upbringings. You know, I'm really polite and I'm sweet. You know, I'm like my mom and shit. And but people think I'm a woman on the phone because I'm very
So you were closer to your mom than your dad? Is that what's
No, not
happening?
really. No, I'm very close with my dad, very close with my mom. But here's the kicker. I've always said this, like, if in today's society, I'd be non-binary. Because I consider myself kind of half my mom, half my dad, because I'm mistaken on the phone all the time as a female. I've got my mom, she's the artist, my dad's the lawyer, but I've always felt like half feminine, half male, because I get along very well with females.
I'm waiting on you to snatch air and roll your head a
Do
little
you
bit.
see what I'm? Yeah, now I'm appropriating black women.
Because your gesticulation, that's what they call it, is hand movement.
I talk like a woman. Yeah.
You are giving.
Right, when I'm just kind of, I do this and everything.
But you don't do that. But the way you talk, the way you deliver your words, it sounds like, if I could look through the phone, it sounds like you're like, so I had this problem, and I think it's the way you curl your words at the end. And maybe that is a Midwest thing.
I Karen them out, man. I definitely sound like a Karen on the phone.
On the phone.
On the phone.
It's how you.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? I sound like a fucking a woman.
not
I don't know if
gonna
I sound
be
like
able-
an attractive woman at all, but I do.
Not at all. You sound
like a
like,
woman.
you know, in the Goonies, the mom that was the mom of the.
Don't do that.
The bad guy.
That old bitch.
Yeah, that old bitch with the black beret. That's who
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, grandma. Get out of here, kids. Well, yeah, that lady. Oh my gosh.
I'm never going to be able to unhear that. I didn't know
am
what it
not.
was because I thought maybe you were from like the South, but
I mean, I'm Midwest,
No.
so people think like I say it's like a city twang kind of, you know, like I say,
Okay.
I don't say y'all, but I say what, you know, hey y'all.
you tried to deepen that one that time.
Hey,
like,
y'all.
you was like, hey, y'all. That
Hey,
ain't
y'all.
even how Samson be saying it, but okay.
I'll be like, you know, y'all,
Y'all,
you
yeah.
all, y'all,
Okay.
y'all know what I'm fucking talking about. But yeah, it's hard. So like I was saying, I would be
Wow.
non-binary, but the problem is I can't say that shit. People are like, you're mocking it, Sam. You know, because I don't look like 11 from Stranger Things. You know, like you
no,
have
but
to.
you could be her dad.
There you go.
You could
but
be
people
11's
would. You know
dad.
what's sad is non-binary people would not accept me as non-binary if I wanted to be honest with myself.
Non-binary, not binary. Binary.
See, they wouldn't even. They'd correct me. They're like, you don't even say it right. You can't.
Well, all non-binary folks matter.
They do. Everybody. Well, I'm
Get
not
the
gonna say.
name
I'm not
right.
gonna say everybody matters, but
Yeah, some people don't, believe it or not. Y'all can be mad at us, but like the rapists of the world don't matter, right?
Yes,
so
thank
some
you.
people don't matter.
yeah, there you
period.
go. No, there you go. Well, we can move on from that, Katrina.
Yeah, let's move
So talk to me about growing up in D-town, man. Is Detroit? I mean, that's hard living. That's a cold city. Who's from
Have
Rodriguez?
you visited? You been there?
I mean, I'm from the Midwest, so I just pretty much assume it's like St. Louis, but in Detroit.
Man, Detroit is beautiful. There's rainbows every day. There's children
Sure
playing
about that?
outside on the swings.
Right. What about that
There's
water in Flint,
mom and dad-
Michigan?
The moms don't work and the dads go to work and they have legal jobs. And
Yeah.
there's never a fight in my city. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone had their mom and their dad, and their grandmother would visit and take us to get ice cream. And they would just mow the front yard, the prettiest green grass every day. No abandoned buildings or homes. Let me tell y'all something about my city for real.
Yes.
it is a beautiful place to grow up because you grow up being prideful about who you are.
Exactly.
Now, granted, you got to be tough, because it goes through a gray season, which is the fall and winter. The sky is gray. You don't see the sun for a couple days.
For a couple days, tell them, for like 7 months.
Seasonal depression.
Right.
But the Detroiters don't know that that's what the problem is.
Exactly.
We
They
just
don't.
think it's hard.
Isn't that amazing, though? Growing up in the Midwest, you don't understand why you're so depressed. And it's largely the weather. Because out here in LA, when I get depressed, I'll just go on a fucking hike, man. I'll smoke some of that good kush.
Okay.
And I will go on a hike, and I'm like, this ain't that bad. You know what I mean? You're having a bad day. It looks a little bad, but shit's gonna be okay. Where when you're in hard living, I lived in Chicago, man. That's like gray for 7 months. You're stuck in your apartment, and when you're depressed, man, that is depressing.
That is depressing. That was the whitest thing you ever said. He said, if I'm depressed, I'll just go for a hike. Like,
Yeah, with some granola.
people that are from where I'm from, they don't hike, okay? When I say that
no.
to my Detroit friends, they be like, dog, you so white. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
picture this. You know how you just go outside and go for a walk? Just picture it being a hill. Because, see, Michigan is so flat.
Exact. Same with St. Louis. Yeah, people don't know what I say when I'm going hiking, but
Going hiking just means going for a walk. And
Right.
there's going to be some terrain.
there's gonna be some
hills.
terrain, right? So it's gonna get that. That ass in shape. That's what I do.
See?
I do a lot of hiking, and
Trying
that's
to be
why
slim thick.
that's why my slim thickens is coming in, man. I tell you what, my wife, it took her a while to get over me calling her thick, because at first, white women, she's like,
Don't do that.
now she's bulimic. No, I'm joking. She's not. But it's
dark.
like no. But women, especially white women, I talked about this with Franz Cassius, have now.
Shout out to Franz.
Yeah, shout out to
Okay.
Franz. His theory was that white women's asses were shamed back in the 80s and had to be, the guy's one of these little teeny things. And now,
I like this.
this
is their ass?
that's their ass.
I thought that was a handshake. This is how you describe a white woman's ass.
Yeah, that's a white woman's ass.
You
It looks
seen it
like
first.
it looks like a white handshake, but it's actually the white woman's ass. Same thing.
I don't know what I would do if I woke up and didn't have an ass.
No, I mean, I don't either.
I don't want to live a day like that.
Right. But see, now I think all women are like, okay, I need some ass. Like before, it's like, oh my God, no. But so anyway.
You're out here looking like a teenage boy if you ain't got no ass.
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's what some of these little skinny jean men want. They want the little teenage boy girl. Maybe. So, Katrina, tell me about some projects you got coming up. You're a stand-up comedian. Are you an actress as well?
I am. I went to film school, and my emphasis is and was and always will be acting. So you just got to stay in acting classes, though. People don't understand that. So now I'm getting into another acting class because during the pandemic and during the strike, I had to use my other skills, which is production coordinating. So I did a lot of
dope.
production coordinating for Transit Pictures and Kev on Stage Studios. Shout out to Kev on
man,
Stage
I love
and the
Kevin.
crew.
I love Kevin, man.
Yeah.
I honestly, I want to meet him. I mean, I know him. He knows me, but I haven't really gotten to meet him in person because I really respect everything he does as just an entrepreneur.
Yeah, super cool dude. He definitely found a lane and he went in it, and I'm thankful for that because it shows us it's many doors. Find
It's
the one you
possible.
can go through and know who your audience is and stick with that.
Yeah.
So I've been pushed into that because I'm not trying to build myself up or tell no lies, but I'm good at a bunch of things. And a lot of times that'll take you away from your passions because you're getting paid to do some stuff you're good at when you really want to pursue comedy and acting. So,
Right. It's hard out here because you have to pay your bills. And then I always say this, a lot of us were sold on the romance of, oh no, just do comedy, don't try to get a job or make money and anything else. And, if you do, you're not focused on making it. And people don't understand, no, you have to have an income or money coming in so you can make it. Because this is a marathon game, I mean.
it is.
It's such a, people don't understand. It's the only business that your parents will tell you, give it a year, and if it doesn't work, just come on back home. No, bitch, like what? What? Like, my dad's a lawyer. I'm like, would you have just given it a year to create a law firm? That's impossible. No career. And the thing people don't tell you is every career takes you at least 15 to 20 years to probably get
to where you want to be.
Even maybe scratching the surface of maybe where you want to be.
Comedy is plan A. So long as you do everything in your life to get you to plan A's goal, cool. So I work and I may do some things. I think everything I do has something to do with comedy. Even in production coordinating, I'm working with comedians and having conversations with comedians that I never would have met in the comedy club.
Right.
They would have just came at me with the way they come at everybody else. So what I'm saying is the job and having to be able to pay your bills relieves that pressure. So now I can have the creativity to write and tell my jokes.
Exactly.
And if you're not out here living, you don't have content. If you just pursuing comedy and at the comedy clubs, now you're going to have the same set that everybody else got. But if you have a life, that's the content right there. My writing teacher in film school said, writing don't happen when you sit at the computer. It happens when you living. So make notes on everywhere you go. You went to the grocery store, you went to the gas station, you coordinated this production, what happened in payroll, what happened here or there. Now, when you sit down, you have all these happenings. Now tell me your point of view. Now tell me what's funny. Now can you write that into a set? Now can you make that into a skit? So I have no complaints about living because it's all lining up with my plan A, which my ultimate goal is to have my own sitcom series. And y'all gonna see that thing.
Amen.
Okay? I want that one like
What's it called?
Bernie Mac show, like Jamie Foxx, like Steve Harvey. It's gonna be called Where's Trina?
Where's Trina?
Where's Trina?
Where is she?
Where's Trina? Where is she mentally and physically? And man, my story is so crazy. Like I'm a professional baby's daddy right now. Like
Okay. In Mexico, it'll be called Donde Trina.
Donde Trina?
Donde es Trina?
Yeah.
That's amazing. All that was, geez, let me give you that's some good wisdom there, folks. You know,
Because
that's
I'm
what
not a kid. I just look like a kid.
Right.
We all know black don't crack.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm
And-
also vegan. That helps.
Oh, there you go. That's
It
amazing.
makes for a better sex life.
Does it?
Yeah. I was so tired. Like dairy is not vegan. You know what I'm saying? So when you get rid of dairy, you get rid of your Midwest sinus and allergies. When you get rid of those, you don't have that congestion backed up in your nose and the back of your throat. So what I'm saying is, in my married life, I was tired of giving head with a runny nose.
Well, yeah, I can imagine that. Now, does
I
it
can breathe clear now.
Does it clear up both nostrils being a vegan?
Yeah.
Like, cause sometimes I'll have that where, you know, you're sleeping and I'm like, I have one nostril that's open and that's good. But
You're
if you, sometimes I think about what would it be like if I had both nostrils wide open?
You see what I'm saying? You can breathe.
Just get some fresh oxygen.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm on a low carb diet
I think if
right now,
if more men go vegan, more women would swallow.
Really? Interesting. Well, that's why I eat a lot of fruit. I eat tons of fruit, you know, because I heard that's good, right?
Fruit is good, that's fine, but I'm telling you, it's nothing like clearing up that mucus tract, okay? It's so amazing.
Wow, guys, you heard it here first. Clear out that mucus tract.
Yep. You got to stay healthy if you want
Gotta
a
stay
healthy
healthy.
sex life.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I think a lot of people don't understand. Which I don't know. Getting back to big, how do big people have sex? You know, I see these men who are, you know, my age or so and just so out of shape, and I'm like, how are you pleasing a woman? You know, we were on Earthquakes podcast the other day, and that's always, it was funny. I had a guy, a booker, Kyle Williams. He texts me. He goes,
know
"Hey man,
Kyle. Hey,
you know
Kyle."
Kyle. Hey Kyle, shout out to Kyle. He'll like this if he'll watch it. I'll tell him he's on this episode that we mentioned, and he'll watch
Right.
it." And Kyle was just saying how he liked hearing what I said on Earthquakes podcast because he's like, you know, talking about a man who I like to please my wife. You know, like I don't feel like a man if I don't please her. So if I end up going early or something and I'm so frustrated that whole night until the next day, I'm like, all right, come on, let's do the makeup. Let's finish this shit off.
Because she wants to get there.
Yeah, but the funny thing is I'm more interested about it than she is. You know, she'd be like, okay, you know how woman, I got so much shit on, I can't think about it. I got the kids, I got the dry cleaning, we got to get dinner. What do we have sports tonight. I have to take, I'm like, oh my God, just be a man. I tell my wife, just be a man for a minute and just shut up. Okay. But
Oh, that's brave as a man. Do men really shut up about what they think their woman wants? I like that, Samson.
well, I'm just telling her to shut up your thoughts so we can, you know, get this session happening.
Orgasm is not the only gasm that a woman wants.
Oh yeah, no, she never. No, my wife is. That's the thing. To me, it's so important give it to her, but it's funny. It's more important to me to give it to her than she even cares about having an orgasm.
So why, if it's not important to her, why is it important to you? Like, I remember I was married 18 years.
Yeah.
And I can recall him thinking, like, why doesn't she know that she wants this? Because I don't. In that moment, I want something different. I want my brain to be free and clear. Give me the help the kids gasm. Give me the take the schedule off my list gasm. Give me the food gasm. Maybe you cook the dinner. Give me the grocery store gasm.
Yeah.
Give me another gasm. Okay. Maybe you buy me some new stuff. Maybe you buy me some new workout clothes. Like,
man, you
there
sound like
are other
my wife.
things.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm trying to tell you, when you wake up, if she say she don't like men, just listen to women. What we want changes, but we're gonna tell you what we want. Don't just want something for us and now you giving all your extra energy to that. We don't want it. She telling you, baby, I'm good. It don't mean I don't love you. It don't mean I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah.
It just means I want something different, and I should be able to want what I want.
Wow.
You got your fix. Give me my fix.
Right. And what's crazy is, that's a very good point. Well, I call it the fucking fold, but my wife likes to call it the fold and fuck. So just what you're saying, you have to fold some clothes first. You know, that gets my wife more excited when I like switch a laundry, you know, without her asking. She's like, oh my God. Right. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Look at her. Look at this, you guys. It's so crazy. That's something else they don't tell women. So when women are young, you buy them drinks at the club. I'm like, oh my God, he bought all of our drinks. And like, he didn't want to split it. I'm like, no, you guys, you know. And as you get older, all they want is for you to just do housework without them asking you to do it. You know, that's what my wife likes. Like my wife, she would love, like, when she gets home for this house to be fucking clean. But that's hard too, you know.
That would make me so wet.
I know.
You have no idea.
And like you're saying, those are the gasms that you're talking about. A woman is, sex is usually the last thing on her mind, first thing on the man's mind. But a gasm can be, I remember to get you stamped.
She wants sex, Samson. She just wants it with a clear brain.
Of course.
So she can understand it. I can't get to my orgasm if I'm thinking, as soon as we're done, I got to clean up all these sheets and wash the sheets. Or as soon as we're done, I got to make sure that I have the groceries or the field trip
it's awful.
or the clothes or the what. Let me tell you, the last pleasant birthday I had with my husband before the divorce, I was off work because I always had a flexible schedule. He surprises me and he takes off work. He comes right back through the door. And I was so excited because him and the kids were gone and I was doing the laundry. And he's like, I took off work, babe. We got the whole day. What you want to do? And I was like, honestly, I want to get to the bottom of the laundry. I want everything folded and put away, and I'm so glad you're here to help.
He's like, not what I was thinking. I'm so glad you're here to help. He's like, what? I thought we were going to session it out all day long. That's what a guy thinks about.
He took a poll of all our friends, and he's like, something's wrong with her because any woman whose husband takes off work, why would she want to do laundry? And it's like, because it's what I want to do. It's my birthday.
Right. So he came in wanting to have a whole set. You know, you're right. That's a male's brain. He's thinking, okay, babe, we're going to take the day off. It's going to be about sex. And a woman is like, no, let's clean the whole house. That sounds like awesome to me.
Because that will make
get it organized.
Here's what y'all got to understand. I know y'all know it's a lot of pussy out here.
Right.
There's a lot of dicks out here.
Sure.
We like your dick because you're my companion.
Yes.
I don't like your dick when you're not my companion.
Yes.
Your dick is doing something the other dicks can't do. You can help me with our life.
Life and laundry.
And it makes me feel so good when we're in sync that way. Now we can get in sync in other ways. If you're not going to do it, pay somebody to do it. Even that's attractive. The fact that
I know.
you say we want to be rescued every fucking day.
Yeah,
that will make
right.
me love your dick and your dick only.
Yeah.
Rescue me how I want to be rescued. I could
rescue me.
I will breathe into her orgasm for you. What?
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds great. Breathe into it. You're right. It's about giving your woman peace so she has peace of mind, and then should be, you know. But it is. It's funny. Men, we do that. We equal sex to, you know, we hold it in this, you know, but Earthquake doesn't give a fuck. He was like, I don't give a fuck.
It was funny being on Quake Show, man.
He's hilarious, just the whole thing.
Funny.
And you know what's funny about it, I want to say, because Cat Williams said that he couldn't read, and I just wanted to tell people, I didn't say it on his show, but I was like, he's reading the questions off the monitor from across the room. And he's not a extremely young gentleman. He's a veteran.
He didn't even have on glasses and he was reading.
Right. And so I just want to point out a lot of those things said in Cat Williams' interview were not true. I saw Earthquake read.
Is it possible that Cat Williams said that just to be funny because he's a comedian and he says funny shit,
Yes.
whether it's true or not? Is that a possibility, everyone?
Well, I think one thing about the Cat Williams interview is I think in a way Cat Williams first he was like, let's sell this tour out. Okay, he did that, sell the tour out. Second, I think he was kind of shouting out, almost like we were talking, maybe kind of roasting people to put their name. He knew, I think he has that foresight, like a lot of us do. We're kind of wizards. We can see the future, and then that's how we create it because we've seen it. Puppet master, yeah. And I think he knew, he said that it was going to go viral right after the interview they shot. He said that. And so I think in a way he's like, look, everybody I mention in this is now like relevant. Even I talked to Tiffany yesterday, Tiffany Haddish. She said 50 people were turned away at her show in San Diego. You know, not saying that Tiffany can't sell it out anyway, but I would argue that if you look at every comedian mentioned in that interview, that a lot of their ticket sales came up.
Yeah. And they totally can do it on their own, but who doesn't want a little boost every now and then?
A little bumpy bump, you know?
I ain't mad at it. Not that kind of bump. But
no, not that kind. It's the bump, the industry
Clarify
bump.
which bump you're talking about.
No, I always have to tell people on stage, I'm like, I don't do cocaine. Because people think I'm all wild and I'm on cocaine. And
I wasn't even thinking cocaine. I was thinking like a bump, like, ew, a disease.
Oh, you weren't even thinking cocaine? That's great. I
forgot we in LA and bump, that is what bump means.
And I thought, I was like, boom.
You can't just throw bump out there all willy-nilly like that.
You were talking herps. You're talking about herp.
Yeah.
There's plenty of that out in LA too. Don't get you wrong. There's a lot of herp. There's
How do we
more.
keep going dark like this? I don't know.
It's the show. I'm so sorry. Now let's do this, Katrina, because we're just about coming to the end. So let's prank one of your peeps, your friends, anybody. Ex-husband would be pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, he don't fuck with me. I can't call him.
Yeah, exactly. But who do you think you could prank, and you can tell them like you're maybe in jail or something, you need to be bailed out, or just, somebody we can prank?
Shucks, we could call one of my kids. They're like 18, 17.
Well, I don't know.
Who's going to answer?
Don't get one of your kids worried. I mean, I can prank somebody for you too if you think like you have
tell them
if you have an
jail?
aunt that like just is like gets real feisty or something, I can get her going saying that you said she owes money. I calls a debt collector. Is fun.
Let's try calling my auntie Vicky. Let's see.
I have a feeling about that. Usually people's aunties, I don't know what it is. You can dial her number. I don't know what it is about people's auntie, but they got fire. They're zesty. They always they get real hype on the phone.
I don't know. I know her number, but I don't know if she's the Detroit area code or the
better.
Southfield area code.
You know what's interesting too is white people call it their aunt. Black people call it my auntie.
My auntie. My aunt. What am I doing with my phone? Samson.
White people say my aunt Deborah, my aunt Elaine.
Let's see, auntie.
Oh yeah, just look it up in auntie. You know that's good. I've had several people. I mean, I had who Stephen Briggs' mom threatened to hunt me. A few episodes ago, which was pretty funny.
You?
Yeah, she was like a little Cuban lady.
She don't have to hunt you.
She's Latino though. Those Latino women will cut your ass.
Okay, her name is Vicky. Victoria.
Vicky.
Okay. You calling her?
Are you calling her?
Oh, I got to call her?
Yeah.
You press dial. I'm not going to be the one that did the damage.
All right, there we go.
Do I say anything?
No. Maybe. I'll see. Come on, Vicky. That 313 area code. That's what Eminem did. He's like, the 313.
What time is
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic message system.
I felt like she was going to be so good, too, Auntie.
She was. They don't.
While you're looking for somebody else, I'll just try and hit her up one more time, see if she takes a double call from the...
Hello?
Yeah, is this Vicky?
Yes.
Yes, Vicky. This is James Stevenson from A&E Debt Collectors. Can you hear me?
What is it that I can do for you?
Do you know a Katrina Harris?
No, I don't.
Well, she's informed me that she has a credit card debt of $17,164 and that you would be the one who would pay the debt.
Hang up.
I'm sorry. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing?
What the fuck I'm laughing at? It's a scam. So shut the fuck up.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah, excuse me, you faggot ass.
Okay, you better. Yes. Your auntie kicks
My
ass.
auntie
I
and
knew
uncle.
it.
Let me tell you about my
Oh, that was
auntie
your
and uncle.
uncle
That was
on
my
there,
Uncle
too.
Lance. He got the
Yeah.
phone. She put it on speaker, and that's a real man. My Uncle
That
Lance
was
is
a man.
a real man right there. He
wow.
said, he called you.
Yeah, he did. Okay. Listen, obviously.
They gonna kill me, Samson. They gonna kill
Are they gonna
me.
kill you? No, we apologize to the LGBTQ community, but you know what, man? This is real comedy. That is hilarious.
I just seen two Detroiters.
Oh, did you hear?
Detroit
See,
the fuck
people
out of
think.
that
Do you
shit.
see how everybody thinks I'm gay, and everybody thinks he probably thought I was a woman on the phone. I'm surprised he didn't call me a little
They
bitch.
say I don't even know her.
Ah!
Ain't no snitches in my family.
Right. He goes, yeah, I don't know Katrina. Oh man. He's like, and then, oh man, your uncle got on the speakerphone. See, that's why. Thank
He
you.
said it's a scam.
Thank you.
Let me tell you, Detroit
Thank
know
you.
a scam when they see
They
a
see
scam.
one, yeah. Thank you, God, too. I mean, that's what I love about these prank calls is, you can't get pure comedy like that. That was genius.
They gonna love this.
Yeah. Now, he doesn't, does he have any kind of, what does he do? I just don't want to necessarily, I can bleep that little part out if he, I don't
No,
wanna- I don't wanna
he's
give him-
not corporate. My
Oh, good.
uncle-
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
my
yeah.
uncle is free,
You know what,
free
dude,
to say and do whatever he want to do.
Yeah, and I think too we have to understand people, and we're, people say things and use words, and you have to understand that was fucking hilarious. I don't care if you're gay, straight, wicked, whatever the fuck you are. That was funny, man. That was a prank motherfucking call.
Oh, God.
Katrina, tell the people where they can find you on social
Y'all
media.
can find me. You can find me on all social media at Trina with the truth, okay? Because baby girl living in her truth and she tell it like it is.
Man, we do. You guys, and please follow me on the TikToks, the YouTubes, the IGs, my, it's right below here. Thank you so much to your auntie. Wow.
I love y'all. Uncle
See-
Lance, Auntie Vic, I love y'all.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't fuck with white ants. I would never have somebody be like, "Yeah, call your aunt," but like, fuck, no. You gotta get us. You gotta get somebody who is going to defend your honor, and that's Detroit right there, baby. That is fucking D-town. And
We
I
the
really
Lions.
The 313. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Katrina. This was such a great
Thank you.
episode. I
Samson's
appreciate having
World
you.
for the win,
That's
man.
right. Thank you. See you next time. Look, Mom and Dad, I'm on TV.